Hello, Roscoe Beck here at Four String Ranch in Austin, Texas. Today with Chris Maresh.
How you doing, Roscoe? It's good to be here, man. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. The piece you are playing today,
Yes.
Where's that coming from?
That's coming from New Orleans music. It's called. I've been tried to write music over the years and work on that skill set. Anyhow, I happened to be in New Orleans, or outside of New Orleans, for this little jazz festival, and I thought I was the house bass player, and I was going to be playing all week. And I got there, and they told me, well, everybody's bringing their own bass players. So I had one gig and a whole week to kind of just hang out.
And hear other people.
And just kind of do that. And so I guess, it was in my mind, I want to try to write something in the style of the Meters, something funky and fun and simple. And I just kind of started trying to find a riff, and the first riff, that was like, originally when I first started working on the riff, it was like, or something like that, like it wasn't right, but I kind of kept trying to cull it down to a place where it sounded authentic to me. I mean, I'm not from New Orleans. I don't, it was just kind of my take on what's happening there, which is so cool with their unique style of music happening there.
It's not that far a drive.
No, we can go tonight.
We could get there.
So
have dinner.
Yeah. Oh man, the food, God. So and so I finally kind of got that riff together, but then I was like, well, I need something else. It just can't be that over and over. I mean, it was I felt like the riff was compelling enough to like kind of keep generating forward motion. And then I was like, well, I need another section. So I was like, well, let's go to the 4-chord A.
But of course.
Perfect. But of course. I mean, it's like just laying there. And then I just kind of, it was kind of almost like a tuba part or something. You know?
Yeah, it has that feel.
Yeah, and so once I had that, then it was done. And it's just A, B, over and over and over and over. And,
cool.
Yeah. So.
Just show us those two parts, maybe at your own tempo, whatever. Just for the players to watch.
Okay. All right.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, I could have set my watch to that. Now that, for the players watching this, that's a pro player. The time, I mean, you could have set the click to you.
Oh, yeah. Thank God. Yeah, what? Yeah.
So, what would be the key, you think, to playing that well in time? I mean, are you constantly subdividing?
Well, I think that's a difficult question.
I mean, yeah, feel is
feel
a
is like if
thing.
we could, it is feel. I try to get into the thing where I'm kind of flowing with a beat. I don't want to. I don't want or I don't want that going on in my head. I just want feel, nice feel, and trying to be relaxed enough about it to kind of stick to your guns and not, people when space, people get nervous with space, and I know I do, but it's like I just kind of try to relax and keep, but just mainly playing with feel. If I can find a place where there's a groove in my head, or just simple 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That the 2 and the 4 the strong beats of the measure, and just really stick to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've got internal clock happening.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, that's one thing that always came to me pretty easily, was being able to just lock in with a groove or a feel, which is essential as a bass player. That's really what you're doing, is the bridge between the rhythm and the harmony, right? So you're just, you have to make it feel good. It has to feel good. You can play as many notes as you want to, but if it's not feeling good anymore, then you're out of the ballpark.
Yeah, what's the point?
What's the point?
You might as well stay home.
Stay home.
Please stay home.
Yeah, really, don't do that. Don't do that. Well, eventually, I mean, it's everything, and this is how you get work. I think that's why I get work, is because I can get in the game and play something that's appropriate and in the groove, and that's why I get called. I don't get called to I don't get called to do that.
No, so, one time out of 100, maybe.
Maybe some very eccentric, thing. But yeah, I mean.
But there's a good point. Why you get called? Yeah. Because you do get called a lot. You're a bass player here in Austin who gets called a lot, just so you know, folks. He's a go-to guy.
Yeah.
And what gets you the calls? You can show up and play appropriately, right?
Yeah.
You're somewhat hip to the style, whatever it is, and groove.
Yeah, and you can be somewhat hip. I mean, you don't have to know everything about it, but if you're if you're connected to what's happening around you, and if you're not, if you can kind of remove, is ego the word, or I don't know, but we're kind of.
Yeah, certainly that comes into play.
It comes into play, but just trying to just relax and play with the people around you, and even if the whole thing is burning down to the ground around you, then just kind of play, just keep rolling through it. So,
a little catchphrase of mine, which from many years back, I've uttered it in many a year, but I used to say, relax and groove.
Yeah. That's it. That's basically it. It's
That was sometime after my 20s that I figured that out.
yeah. I mean, you kind of have to get to this point. It's like, what's this all about? You know?
Yeah.
And that's where the bass is so powerful. I mean, in that context, you are the fundamental part of this whole thing going on. And if you're relaxed and in the groove, then you're unstoppable.
Yeah.
The band's unstoppable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, here's the way I look at it. You're sharing the time with the drummer, basically. I mean, everybody's providing, of course, but you're expecting the drummer to be on.
Yeah.
And you're sharing that role with him to one degree or another. I mean, you might be more prominent than he is, or he might be more prominent than you, but you're sharing that. But you, as the bassist, are the last word harmonically.
yes.
Because if the chord's a C and you play a G, it's no longer a C. It's a C over G, as you well know.
Yes.
You know, so, or any other note you decide to play, you're the last word harmonically. So in that sense, you define what the chord is. Mm-hmm. Very powerful position.
It is, and that's one of the kind of unsung, maybe secrets of being a bass player, or the tools, is you have to play. You have to be there first. I mean,
Great responsibility comes with the power.
yes,
Yes, you do. You have to be there. You have to know the form of the tune.
yes, form. Yes, form.
You have to know what change is coming. The guitar player can lay out.
Oh yeah.
Keyboard player can wait.
Yeah.
You know, vocalist can wait.
They can all wait.
Soloist can wait.
Yeah, they're all waiting for you to
They're
say.
all waiting for you.
They're just like, here it is, man, right there.
Bridge went to A.
Yeah.
There you go.
yeah, because they don't have to do their homework in that area so much. So.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's good to do your homework.
yes.
Good to do your homework.
Be prepared. I mean, I make cheat sheets, you know, little tiny charts for, you know, I'm looking at people's music. I get hired and, you know, get a Dropbox with 25 songs in it. And, you know, I can't remember all that, you know, so I'll just kind of go through each one and make my little notes. Because the luxury of rehearsal is not, it's many people don't have that. And, you know, it'd be great if you could, you know, go to a rehearsal studio and rehearse a great band for 3 weeks.
And get paid for it.
And get paid for it. Hell yeah. And then, but it doesn't happen that often. You know, it's just, you know, basically a lot of times I'm just like, they're like, here's the thing. And you show up to the gig and it's just like, next thing you know, you're set up and you're on, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But being prepared, at least try, you know, at least show up with something, you know, ready to kind of do what's expected of you, because it'll be a very long gig if you don't.
Well, very cool, man.
Yeah.
I really thank you for doing this, and
Well, I thank you, man. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah.
it's a pleasure.
This is Chris Marsh at 4-String Ranch. If you like this video, please give us a like. We'll see you later. Thank you so much. And keep playing the bass. Lots of money in here.